Welcome to Workflow Capital. Today's video is going to be on the topic of how you can build a $500 to $1,000 a month AI writing workflow with a step-by-step tutorial. So, if you've been hearing people say you can make money with AI, but every video you watch feels exaggerated or vague, this is going to be different. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a complete writing workflow that you can use to realistically generate between $500 and $1,000 per month using ChatGPT. And I want to be very clear about something up front. This is not passive income. This is not overnight money. And this is not set it and forget it. This is a structured service workflow that uses AI to reduce production time. That's it. If you can reduce production time, you increase output. If you increase output, you increase earning potential. That's what this channel is about. Operational leverage. So instead of talking theory, we're going to build this step by step on screen. You'll see the niche selection. You'll see the keyword validation. You'll see the prompt engineering. You'll see the formatting. And you'll see exactly how this converts into actual freelance income. Let's start by validating demand. So before we touch ChatGPT, we need to answer one question. Validating demand. So for this, we'll be heading over to Fiverr. The first question you might be asking, does anyone actually pay for this? Because if no one pays for it, the workflow doesn't matter. So here we're on Fiverr. I'm searching for SEO blog writing. And immediately, you can see something important. There are thousands of listings. 48,000 plus, in fact. Under 15 to 45, above $100, from $100. You get the picture. And more importantly, the reviews. Plenty of these people are showing as top rated, some showing as level 2, vetted pros, and there's no reason that you couldn't reach this level with a bit of effort. That means transactions have happened and continue to happen. Now here's what I really want you to notice. This service category already exists. You are not inventing a new opportunity. You are entering an existing market and increasing efficiency with AI. That distinction matters. We're not gambling. We're optimizing. Now, could you compete with someone charging $150 per article immediately? Probably not. But could you compete in the $35 to $75 range? Absolutely. And at that range, even 5 to 10 clients per month creates meaningful income. So, now that we know demand exists, the next step is narrowing scope. So now we'll move into niche selection. And from here, we're going to select a niche. For the purpose of this, we're going to go ahead and target something that's always going to be a necessity in society: dentistry. If you try to offer AI blog writing for everyone, you'll simply blend in. Instead, you narrow. Pick a niche, whether that's dentists, law firms, real estate agents, home contractors, fitness coaches, software as a service startups. The reason isn't branding. The reason is clarity. When you specialize, your prompts improve, your examples improve, your perceived authority improves. So for this example, I'm choosing local dental clinics. Why? Because local businesses rely heavily on search traffic, and they frequently outsource content. Now that we've selected a niche, the next logical question is, well, what are we writing about? And this is where most beginners skip an important step. So, let's go over here and do a quick Google search. No, excuse my typos. We don't guess topics. We validate search intent. When I type teeth whitening cost Austin, notice the autocomplete suggestions. All of this based around the cost for a service. Teeth whitening cost near me, teeth whitening average cost, teeth whitening price comparison. This tells us people are actively searching. Now scroll down to people also ask. See, this gives us even more context on what people are interested in this niche. These are built-in topic ideas. You don't even need paid tools to begin. But if you want extra validation, tools like Ubersuggest or Ahrefs can estimate search volume. Now here is why this step matters. When you deliver an article to a client, you're not just delivering words, you're delivering potential traffic. And that is what businesses pay for. Now that we've validated demand, let's actually build the workflow. Now we'll be looking at building the structure. This is where most people misuse AI. They type something simple. Write a blog post about teeth whitening, and they get generic cookie cutter content. Instead, our first step should be to assign a role. So, this is where we tell ChatGPT what it is and what it's going to be doing for us. So, let's go for something simple, but able to be interpreted. So, we'll go with something like this. You are an SEO strategist and content writer. Create a detailed blog outline targeting the keyword teeth whitening cost Austin. Granted, with larger cities, you may want to specify, say I don't have a great example on hand, but if there's 2 cities with the same name out there, include the state. Not too many Austins out there, I think you'll do okay in that regard. Now, this next part is especially important. Include H2 and H3 structure, fact schema, and a local call to action. The most important part of this is the local call to action. Now, you see the difference in this as compared to just a basic prompt that doesn't give it any context for what it could become. Notice the structure. Headings, subsections, introductions, and even markup in JSON for a fact schema. And then here, as I mentioned, one of the most important parts is this local call to action. Ready to brighten your smile in Austin? If you're looking for affordable, professional teeth whitening in Austin, our experienced cosmetic dental team offers safe, fast, and long-lasting results. Those are the kind of words that sell customers on a business's efficacy in their given arena. And structure like this is what allows us to scale. Now, from here, the ChatGPT agent we've created is trained on what we want it to do. And our next step is to proceed with article generation. So from here, we'll be writing a detailed prompt that will give us an output that is all but indistinguishable from a fully written human output. And that's because we've put in the effort up front. So many people skip the human effort expecting the AI will do everything. But one thing about AI is that poor input equals poor output. And that is what we're here to avoid. So here we go with a prompt for article generation. So let's start simple. Write a 15,000 word SEO optimized article based on this outline. Use a professional but personable and accessible tone. Include real-world examples. This is the time compression effect. A human writer might take 2 or 3 hours to produce this. AI produces a draft in seconds. Now, and this is critical, draft does not equal deliverable. You always refine. See, this looks good, right? But there's obvious things that we can improve to make this truly shine and elevate your customer above others in their chosen business arena. So, let's take one more whack at this. improve authority and tone. Add 3 realistic patient scenarios. Improve transitions. This is where quality improves. And obviously these are hypotheticals. When you're working directly with a business, it's always imperative that you include actual customer testimony for these. That way it reads less like a hypothetical or an idealized scenario. But that should be something that when you're offering a gig like this, that should be expected to be provided by the customer, or at least enough information to validate based on current reviews for the business. Now, whether or not you include specific names as tied to those reviews, that's ultimately your decision and the business owner's decision and local legalities. So I won't do that research for you here, but I'm confident that you can come up with that part on your own. So with that in mind, let's go and generate this prompt. And already, as you can see it generating, the improvements are tenfold. And again, as I mentioned, these are using hypotheticals. If you can secure customer testimony to use as part of your prompting, as part of your creation for this, then you'll make a much more impactful statement in the end. This is simply for the purpose of showing you what the capability is. And we've spent less than 20 minutes on this. That 20 minutes could turn into years of profitability for the business and gain you clientele that will repeatedly come back and also spread word of mouth so that you can continue to offer these services on an ongoing basis to businesses either in this arena or others that could use a hand up. Now, let's go ahead and turn this into something client ready. So, the next step is going to be to grab all of this finalized prompt and we're going to move this over to this Google Doc. And look at that. Already beautifully formatted, something that could easily be transitioned into markup language. And if you're someone who's familiar with web design, or it's a local business that doesn't have that, that's another opportunity for you. That's not something we'll discuss in detail here, but it's certainly something you could consider. Now, in a lot of cases, you'll want to go through and make sure that this is, formatted in a way that looks professional for the purpose of this video and the fact that if you know your way around Office programs and it doesn't come out looking quite this clean with the formatting, I'm confident that you can clean that up on your own, but for our purposes, this looks plenty clean enough for the time being. Ultimately, clean formatting matters. Add spacing where it's relevant. Ensure headings are consistent. Insert royalty-free images from places such as Pexels, which you can find here. Plenty of opportunities. I mean, I'm not sure that you'll want to put a cheetah in a teeth whitening document, but who knows, you may find one smiling. Why does this matter? Because ultimately, presentation affects the perceived value of your finished product and affects the value of the product that your customer is offering down chain to their customers. A well-formatted article justifies higher pricing. Now, let's go ahead and talk numbers. Now we're looking at all of these, correct? If you price a 1,500 word article at $75, 6 clients per month equals $450. 10 equals $750. And then you have the option for things like adding upsells, rush delivery. That can be an increase in per article commission, additional keywords based on the industry that you've chosen to target or industries, monthly retainers if someone's interested enough in continuing to work with you. This isn't explosive money. It's not get rich quick or overnight money, but it is very scalable. And here is the honest part. The bottleneck isn't writing. The bottleneck is client acquisition. This workflow reduces production time. It does not eliminate effort. And that is exactly where leverage comes in. So, with all of that said, if you found this useful, please do me a favor. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Workflow Capital focuses on systems that reduce labor and increase output without hype and without unrealistic promises. Next video, we'll build an AI cold email system you can use to acquire clients for workflows like this. Until then, build systems, because systems create leverage.